Hello, and welcome back to Career Transition and Emotional Intelligence. I am Dr. Tara, and I'm joined today, as always, with Denise Farquharson across the pond in the UK. I want to thank you all for joining us again today as we jump into just another brief topic that may help you, or at least cause you to think as you consider how you use emojis and emotion as a way to describe your emotions, particularly when you think about decoding the workplace transition with emotional intelligence. And so, as we kind of toss this topic around a little bit, different things came to mind for me. One is that, it really depends on the context, depends on the culture in which you're working, and it also depends on the person in which you are communicating with. When you think about the use of emojis in a professional communication, I think all of those things have to be taken in consideration because there are going to be pros and cons of using them. However, many times when we see leaders in roles, we automatically assume that they communicate really well. And if you really take the time to, I would say, think about it, you may have a really supportive leader who's committed to the success of the team. They create a nurturing work environment. They provide support behind the scenes, but they may not communicate well face to face. And it's definitely different if you are working remote. And so those times that you interact are very limited. And so being able to understand or even be thoughtful enough to understand what is their preference, what is their alternative form of communication. And you may find that that's via email, it may be through a chat program, through work. But even if it's using emojis to enhance the communication, to convey the feelings that you may be feeling, or if they may be using them to convey emotions, you may find that that creates a more inclusive environment, particularly depending on the generation that may be currently working in that particular organization. So those were some of my initial thoughts on this topic of emoji to emotion. Denise, would you like to just jump in with this?
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much, Tara, for those really very relevant points. And hopefully, when you are watching this on replay, you'll relate to it. And I therefore would ask of you, what type of communicator are you? And how do you show your emotions? And in fact, if it's non-verbal, does your face, often people say to me, Denise, you speak with your eyes. But then I'm thinking, actually, think about yourself. How do you communicate non-verbally? And also, when you're sending an email, for instance, what type of emojis do you use? And who is it to? And why would you use it? And why not use it? And especially when you're considering a career transition, there are some really good reasons for doing so to connect with people on whoever's reading it or who is ever is in front of you at the time, and a position could be presented to you. How do you non-verbally express your reaction to what you've just heard? And it's a sense of emotion. Your emotion is informing your face and your eyes, and eventually informs your voice, and therefore you communicate accordingly. And so you need to be really, and this is my bag, is emotional intelligence. And being an emotional intelligence coach, I really encourage my clients to make sure stepping up self-awareness is absolutely the key to begin any strengthening of your emotional intelligence traits, because by doing so, you will be aware of everything you do, how you feel, how you express, what you say, where your cheeks are going, where your where your hands are going, where your eyes are going. You'll be so aware of it that it will help you to really transition your career well, because then you are communicating to those who you want to work for in a very subliminal way. And for new departments you want to work in, when you show up and show that emotion, that's your sell to them. And so it's really important that you get that right. And by getting it right, you've got to practice it. Absolutely. Tara?
Those were some great points, and I laughed because many times I'm told that I wear my feelings on my face, and so I definitely think that that is a great that was well stated because many times you can tell when employees have checked out based on their body language in meetings, based on their facial expressions, whether that's via camera or in person. Many times they're really telling just the same as, just being very intentional about how you show up, be intentional about your use of emojis and how they describe your emotions. Because as you mentioned, as we both have stated, emojis can be a professional way to communicate. In the context and the culture, you have to really be mindful of who is your audience and the formality of how you should be communicating at that time. So, when used, I think in a thoughtful manner, they definitely can enhance communication and or help in conveying the emotion that you may not otherwise be able to share with someone.
Mm. And I think you touched on a point around generations as well. So, are generations using those emojis in their communicative style? And
Mhm.
it will vary. And I have the example of my 28-year-old. She's a teacher of 80-year-olds. She doesn't use them necessarily, but her 80-year-olds do. Does that mean it's of an immature nature? No, it's just a different expression and a different way of sharing. And it then makes me think, often when I write things for construction workers, for
Mm,
railway workers, and therefore I write as if I'm writing to a 12-year-old.
mm,
Keep processes and policies and procedures simple. And
mm,
therefore, even your communicative style, keep your communication style simple. Ask for the role. Ask and say, I want the promotion. Ask
mm.
for the secondment. Ask for, I want an interim. Don't beat around the bush. Just be simple. Just as emojis are used by 8-year-olds simply to express their emotions, you need to keep your communicative style simple as well.
Agreed and well stated. Moderation is the key.
Indeed. And so, Tara, do you want to just describe how you take people through the journey of next steps if they're looking to transition their career at this point in time? It's the we're in a new year and people are looking, people are searching for something else. How do you talk them through what next?
Yes, thank you. So, if you are currently looking to go up in the organization or out to a new opportunity or even lateral, but you're unsure what next steps look like, I work with women who are looking to design a plan to make a decision to go up or out. And in that plan, we kind of unpack what is going on in your life and or career that's keeping you from making those next steps. And I can be reached at I am Dr. Tara across all social media platforms. And or you can take a look and connect via my website at drtaraspeaks.com.
Love it. Thank you so much. And connect with myself, Denise, at denisesparkleston.com for any emotional intelligence assessments that you'd like to have for you and your team. Let's look at the results. Let's see where we can make some strengths and help you perform and be more productive. So tune in, follow, comment, subscribe, and do check our previous recordings as well. They're all on LinkedIn and or in YouTube. And we look forward to sharing with you again our really short, quick to the point update on emotional intelligence and career transition. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye bye.